Hello, you're kicking off the Sunday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with MINH and it comes headlines. Hanoi Convention and Vietnam smart on the global stage. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính calls for 5 celebrations to implement Hanoi Convention. A common hall for Vietnam-Cuba BIOTECH cooperation. On October the 25th, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm received United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who is on an official visit to Vietnam and attending the opening for the signing of the UN Convention on Countering Cybercrime. Party General Secretary Tô Lâm reaffirmed Vietnam's strong support for multilateralism with the United Nations at its core. He emphasized that Vietnam is ready to contribute responsibly to global efforts, including maintaining peace, addressing conflicts, promoting sustainable development, protecting human rights, and responding to climate change. Secretary General Guterres expressed his special affection for Vietnam and noted his confidence that under the leadership of Party General Secretary Tô Lâm, Vietnam will continue to achieve significant progress, including strong economic growth and a greater role internationally. The two sides agreed on the importance of reinforcing solidarity, strengthening dialogue and cooperation, and resolving disputes peacefully in accordance with the United Nations Charter and international law, while highlighting the role of regional organizations, especially ASEAN and ASEAN-UN cooperation. The adoption of the UN Convention Against Cybercrime by the UN General Assembly in December 2024 marks not only a historic milestone but also a vivid testament to the spirit of shared responsibility. Notably, the UN's decision to host the signing ceremony of the convention in Hanoi on October the 25th and the 26th, 2025, under the theme Countering Cybercrime, Sharing Responsibility, Securing Our Future, has created a significant hallmark of Vietnam's multilateral diplomacy. For the first time, the name of an Asian capital has been given to a global convention. Under the chairmanship of President Lương Cường and with the participation of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, together with more than 2,000 delegates from around 110 countries, 20 intergovernmental international organizations, and nearly 200 other global institutions, Vietnam, as the first country to sign the convention, officially opened the UN Convention Against Cybercrime. The strong response of nearly 70 countries signing the convention afterward demonstrates that the Hanoi Convention represents a comprehensive and globally relevant legal framework covering key areas and addressing urgent needs in today's digital era. It embodies perseverance, intellect, and mutual trust among countries, a convergence of universal values. The Hanoi Convention conveys 3 clear and enduring messages to the world. First, it reaffirms our collective commitment to shaping an order that ensures safety and security in cyberspace, grounded in international law. Second, it upholds the spirit of sharing, solidarity, and mutual support for only through cooperation and capacity building can we safeguard a stable and resilient cyberspace. Third, it underscores the ultimate goal of all our efforts, the well-being of the people, ensuring that technology serves humanity, that development brings opportunities for all, and that no one is left behind in the global digital transformation.
Excellencies, today's signing is an important milestone in our shared journey to a safer digital world. But it is only the beginning. The true power of the convention will lie in turning signatures into tangible action. It must be ratified and enter into force without delay. It must be implemented effectively and fully. And it must be lived up to every day by every party. The United Nations is here to walk this path with you.
Yeah, so Vietnam really from the very beginning was quite active in the discussions, of course, and comments, of course, from the perspective of Vietnam and from Asia as a whole. What you don't really see during those discussions is all of the work that it takes on the back end, talking to all of the member states before they actually come in to do the agreements. And that's really where I think Vietnam shined, is these back discussions on what should this look like, where should we go, and what's the role.
To achieve this milestone, Vietnam has demonstrated its consistent approach to elevating multilateral diplomacy, being proactive and constructive in shaping international legal frameworks. Between 2022 and 2024, an inter-agency delegation from the Vietnamese government participated in all 8 rounds of the convention negotiations, helping enshrine key principles such as respect for sovereignty, national independence, non-interference in internal affairs, and adherence to international law.
But Vietnam has been chosen because it was proactive and on a private scale by cybersecurity. Vietnam ranked top 17th in the world out of 194 countries for its ability to protect. Doesn't mean it's perfect. No system is, but it's not in the bottom. So therefore, it can play a leadership role and domestically. And we know that science, technology, innovation, 17 technologies have been identified by Secretary General.
The success of the Hanoi Convention, a global legal instrument against cybercrime, is not only a diplomatic milestone, but also a testament to Vietnam's tireless efforts to protect human rights, especially for vulnerable groups such as women and children. The Vietnamese government has long recognized the importance of online child safety and has made great domestic efforts to protect children in the cyberspace. This event not only showcases Vietnam's commitment to the world, but also inspires national pride and a sense of responsibility among Vietnamese people for implementing the convention. The Hanoi Convention is one of the international treaties with the broadest participation. Education must be the first sector to convey its message. Our task is to help students understand its meaning through practical and concrete actions. The Hanoi Convention marks the beginning of a new chapter in global cooperation against cybercrime. Together, Vietnam and the international community have sent a strong and enduring message. Peace, cooperation, and sustainable development can only be ensured when all countries join hands to build a safe and law-based cyberspace where no one is left behind. On October the 25th, President Lincoln received representatives of delegations from Russia and Australia attending the signing ceremony of the United Nations Convention Against Cybercrime, the Hanoi Convention. During a meeting with Russian Prosecutor General Alexander Vladimirovich Gutsan, President Lincoln praised Russia's role as the initiator of the convention. Prosecutor General Gutsan emphasized that the UN's choice of Hanoi as the venue for the signing ceremony reflects the recognition of Vietnam's constructive and responsible role in global issues, especially in promoting international cooperation against high-tech crime. Meeting with Australia's Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, Matt Thwaites, President Lincoln appreciated Australia's active support for Vietnam as host of the event and thanked the Australian government for providing $3 million Australian in timely aid to help Vietnam recover from storms number 10 and 11. The President called for stronger economic connectivity, effective cooperation in climate change, environment and energy, and efforts to soon realize the target of $20 billion in two-way trade and doubling bilateral investment within 2 to 3 years. On the afternoon of October the 25th in Hanoi, a high-level discussion session was held as part of the opening for signature of the United Nations Convention on Countering Cybercrime. The session was co-chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn and Ms. Gadawali, Executive Director of UNODC, with attendance of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. In his keynote remarks, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized that the Hanoi Convention is not only a legal document, but also a declaration affirming that peace, security, and prosperity in the 21st century must begin with a safe and secure cyberspace. To this end, the Prime Minister called on countries to work together under the spirit of accelerations, accelerating international cooperation and building strong networks among countries, international organizations, and major technology corporations, accelerating the improvement of national legal frameworks in line with the Convention, promoting investment in cybersecurity infrastructure, enhancing cybersecurity human resources, and investigating capacity, strengthening participation in international legal frameworks related to cyberspace. Following the Prime Minister's address, representatives from 18 countries spoke, highlighting the convention as an important step in establishing the first global legal basis to coordinate joint efforts against increasingly complex and transnational cybercrime. Coming up next, Vietnam becomes BIOTECH's second largest global hub. A common home for Vietnam-Cuba BIOTECH Corporation. Recently, Mr. Andre De Jong, General Director of Bosch Vietnam, announced that Bosch had chosen Vietnam as its second-largest global software development hub after India. The Bosch Global Software Technology Center in Ho Chi Minh City currently employs about 3,000 software engineers. In addition to household products, Bosch is focusing on AI technology, chip design, and partnerships with universities and research institutes to enhance the semiconductor industry. As Vietnam promotes these status, Bosch sees great potential for investment, cooperation, and talent development. Bosch is now Germany's largest investor in Vietnam, with technology-driven, high-quality, and competitive products as its key differentiator. On October the 24th, at Cam Ranh International Port in Khai Hoa Province, the Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology, in coordination with the Russian Academy of Sciences Far Eastern Division, welcomed the research vessel Academic Reup. The marks of the beginning of the second joint marine survey between the two academies, taking place from October the 23rd to the November the 20th in Vietnam's waters. The survey aims to update and supplement data on geology, geophysics, geochemistry, and oceanography, surveying studies on seabed geological structures, gas geochemical cycles, seabed sediment formation, ocean water layer structures, and assessments of marine mineral potential. The program brings together 30 Vietnamese and Russian scientists who will jointly conduct measurements, sample collection, and analysis at research stations along Vietnam's coastline from north to south. That is a special occasion as Vietnam and Russia celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations, and the Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology marks its 50th anniversary. The two academies agreed to continue joint surveys and plan to sign a 2026-2035 cooperation roadmap this December. The Vietnam-Cuba Agriculture, Biotechnology and Natural Healthcare Network has been launched in Havana, marking a new milestone in scientific, medical and agricultural cooperation between the two brotherly nations. The initiative, launched by Vietnam's Green Economic Institute and cooperated by Cuba's PHAM Group, brings together over 45 research institutes, hospitals, universities, and enterprises from both countries in biotechnology, medicine, agriculture, and the green economy. It stands as both a scientific effort and a new symbol of friendship and shared development between Vietnam and Cuba. The establishment of the network creates an excellent platform to connect the innovation and technology ecosystem of the two countries, opening up opportunities for direct cooperation not only at the bilateral level, but also between Vietnamese and Cuban scientists and businesses. The Vietnam-Cuba Biotechnology Network was launched to promote biotechnology, agriculture, medicine, and natural food development, building on the strengths of both sides. Before its launch in Cuba, the cooperation agreement was announced in Hanoi in August. On September 1st, several enterprises from both countries signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a joint venture for agriculture and natural health biotechnology. We will carefully study the best cooperation opportunities. The network is a valuable initiative connecting scientists, state management agencies, and enterprises to create a complete value chain in biotechnology. During the working trip to Cuba, the Vietnamese delegation held meetings with various organizations. The Cuban side highly values the initiative to establish the network, seeing it as a platform that connects stakeholders with shared interests and complementary strengths in advanced technology, and as a potential bridge for new cooperation between the two countries. It is the end of the Election News Bulletin today. We'll watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.